Let's talk about the Apple HomePod. So the HomePod is actually coming out this Friday, so 2 days from when you're watching this video. And in case you don't know, the HomePod is essentially a smart speaker from Apple. This is a comparator to the Amazon Echo or Alexa, as most of you probably know it by, and also the Google Home. However, the main difference between those three, at least according to Apple, is that a HomePod is focused more on the music side of things, whereas the Echo or the Google Home are focused more on the voice assistant / AI side of things. But before you go ahead and buy one, here's not 5, not 10, but actually 12 things you probably didn't know and that you definitely need to know about Apple's HomePod. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and enjoy. Okay, so at number 1, we have Spotify support. So if you're a Spotify user, or not even to mention a Google Play Music user, the HomePod is not really for you. So Apple doesn't really list those services, so Google Play Music, Spotify, and anything else as supported. But technically they kind of are. So you can actually use AirPlay and stream Spotify to your HomePod. You can do that. But of course, if you want to use AirPlay, you need to have an Apple device. So yeah. And speaking of AirPlay, the HomePod doesn't actually support AirPlay 2.0 just yet. So it will support this later on this year with a future update. But this means that if you get multiple HomePods and you want to use them in, let's say, multiple rooms, you actually need to change the audio playback source on your iPhone for each HomePod individually. So essentially you need to reconnect to every single HomePod individually if you want to play music. This is with AirPlay 1.0 essentially. So AirPlay 2.0 will be fixing that, but it's not out just yet for the HomePod. Now, the best part about the HomePod is actually the main reason you would buy it for, and that's actually the sound quality. So there were quite a few websites and reviewers who got the HomePod early, a few days after its release, and every single one of them said that the sound quality was amazing, even better than its biggest competitor, such as the Google Home Max, which is really impressive considering the size difference between the two. And then also it seems that a HomePod, for its price and size, it actually outperforms pretty much every single speaker on the market right now, which is really, really impressive. So if you care about the sound quality, the HomePod is the best option in this price range. However, it's not perfect. Unfortunately, it's not perfect. So the main issue with a HomePod at the moment seems to be with Siri. So there are quite a few things that I want to point out. So Siri still doesn't work that well with different accents when compared to the Google Home Assistant, for example. And then on the HomePod, Siri doesn't recognize multiple users, which is actually a really big issue. So this means that anyone who can speak to the HomePod, who can access the HomePod, they can access your messages, your emails, your contacts, your personal info, pretty much anything that they wish. Now, the Google Assistant, on the other hand, and even the Amazon Echo, so the Alexa, they can actually distinguish between each user's own voice assistant. So it will only display the info based on who is asking the question. And also, for some reason, Siri on the HomePod cannot actually accept calls. So it cannot accept calls, it cannot make calls, and it cannot create an appointment to your calendar, all of which is actually are pretty big downsides at the moment. Now, I'm guessing that those things will be updated and they will be available in the future, but keep in mind that you can do all of these things with Siri on iOS. So why is the HomePod limited? So I don't know, it seems that for some reason, Apple has multiple series. One of them is for iOS, another one for the Apple Watch, which is more limited, another one for the Mac, which is even more limited, another one for the Apple TV, which is even more limited, and then you have the you have the HomePod series. And speaking of restrictions, let's say that you buy not one, but actually 2 HomePods or even more because you want to sync them to one another and you want to create, I don't know, a multi-channel audio system. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if this is something you would like to do. Well, at the moment, you cannot really do this because it's not supported, which is a bit strange because pretty much every single speaker, every single Bluetooth speaker at this price range on the market supports SoundSync or multi-channel playback, which again, the HomePod doesn't support. Now, this will be coming in a future update with AirPlay 2.0 later on this year, so you will be able to do this later on this year. But if you're thinking of picking up multiple HomePods right now for multiple rooms, or even multiple HomePods for the same room to create that stereo / multi-channel effect, this is something that you should definitely keep in mind because you cannot do this at the moment, so there's no point in getting more than one HomePod, essentially. Now, another thing that you should keep in mind is that if you have an Android phone, well, the HomePod won't actually work. You need an iOS device in order to set up the HomePod, not just any iOS device, by the way. You need an iPhone 5S or later, or an iPad mini 2 or later, or an iPod Touch 5th generation or later running iOS 11. So yeah, and speaking of things you also need, Apple Music, an Apple Music subscription. You're probably wondering how you can play music from the HomePod. And yeah, you need an Apple Music subscription in order to do this, or you can also buy individual songs off of iTunes. And then you can also use AirPlay, just as I mentioned before, and stream content from a different Apple device, like from YouTube. You can play something via AirPlay. But when it comes to just music, you need Apple Music subscription or iTunes individual purchases. And if you're thinking of using Wi-Fi or even Bluetooth for the HomePod, well, you won't be able to do this because the HomePod doesn't support Bluetooth or Wi-Fi playback, which is very unexpected. This means that if you want to stream whatever from your laptop, unless you have a Mac and you can use AirPlay, you won't be able to do that. So if you want to connect this to a TV or pretty much any device that's not an Apple device, again, you won't be able to do that either. And by the way, the HomePod doesn't even have any ports at all. So no 3.5mm headphone jack, or not even a removable power adapter, which again is a bit strange. The cable does seem to be pretty long, which is good, but just saying no ports, nothing on this thing, and you can only use it with Apple devices, and you also need an Apple Music subscription or iTunes purchases, music purchases at least. And if you have an Apple TV, it seems that the current support for the HomePod is actually limited. So unlike the AirPods where you can keep them connected to the Apple TV, the HomePod seems to actually disconnect whenever you're switching the app. So if you're switching from, I don't know, iTunes Music to YouTube or an iTunes Movie and so on, the HomePod would actually disconnect. So I'm guessing that this would be fixed in a future update, so it's nothing really major to worry about. But okay, let's move back from the negative things about the HomePod. I want to talk about a few really positive things about HomePod. Apart from the sound quality, which is obviously the main feature of the HomePod, it actually comes with an array of 6 individual microphones, and it uses those microphones to adapt the sound based on its surroundings. So essentially the HomePod maps the area you're in. So it knows if it's sitting on wood, it knows if it's sitting on glass, metal, and so on. If there's a wall behind it, if it's placed in a corner, or if it's in the middle of the room, it knows all that. And then it adjusts the sound based on where you place it. And apparently the best position to place the HomePod in is either next to a wall or in a corner of a room so that the sound can actually bounce off the walls. The HomePod is actually the only speaker that can do this. Adjust the sounds based on its surroundings, which is really impressive. And also something even more impressive is how powerful the HomePod really is. So it actually runs on the exact same Apple A8 processor as in an iPhone 6. Yeah, the HomePod is basically an iPhone 6 or an iPad mini 4 in terms of raw performance. And in case you're wondering why you need that much power in a speaker, is because of all that audio and spatial awareness processing that I was talking about that a HomePod does. And just for comparison, the Google Home Max, which is its biggest competitor, that one actually runs on the exact same processor as the Google Home, the Google Home Mini, which actually run on the same processor as the Google Chromecast. So yeah. And finally, at number 12, if you care about privacy, you'll love this one. So the HomePod doesn't actually send any data to Apple until it actually hears the "Hey Cindy" command. You know which one I'm talking about. So when it hears that, everything you say after will be sent to Apple rather than listening all the time like the Google Home does. So if you care about privacy, you'll definitely love this one. Okay, so in the end, should you get a HomePod? Well, I mean, it depends. I'm actually getting mine on Friday, this Friday. So definitely subscribe if you want to see my full in-depth review on the HomePod, my unboxing, and so on. And also don't forget to enable notifications by tapping on that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as a brand new video comes out. But if you're not 100% willing to go into the Apple ecosystem heads on, then I don't think the HomePod is for you because, I don't know, unfortunately for some reason Apple is very closed-minded when it comes to this. But if you already are in the Apple ecosystem, you have an iPhone, you have a Mac, and Apple Watch, and Apple Music subscription, and so on, you will love this thing. Because this is the best speaker in the price range that you can get. I'm just hoping that in the future, Apple makes this a bit more accessible to users who haven't really used Apple devices before. This is what I'm really hoping for that they will do. But yeah, other than that, let me know in the comments what you guys think about a HomePod. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's not worth it? Would you get one or not? If you guys like, if I've enjoyed it, let me know. And this has been pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I'm Daniel. See you guys in my next one. Zenotech, signing out. Cheers.